So what is the Bikeman ecosystem? Well, the Bikeman ecosystem is our complete line of Bikeman performance products. Our clutching, our performance tunes, and our exhaust. They're made to work together with each other. Any Bikeman product is made better by every other Bikeman product, because when we develop these products, we develop them in conjunction with our own products. What does that mean? That means that when we develop our tunes, when we develop our clutching, they're made to work together. And because of that, when you bundle them together in like a bolt-on performer kit, you're going to get the maximum amount of performance possible from Bikeman.
So how do we develop products? Well, that's the really cool part, because everybody here at Bikeman, we're all riders. We ride snowmobiles, we ride UTVs, we push them to the edge, we have fun. This is the fun part, because we get to go out, we drive all these machines, we drive the UTVs, we drive the snowmobiles, and we'll see where there's a downfall in the stock machine, and we try to make that better. So say we're doing clutching. We'll drive that machine, we'll put in a bunch of different scenarios, and we find that, oh man, the belt temps are coming a little bit high, the RPM's not doing what it should, and we'll come up with a product that's gonna fix that. Through lots of R&D and development, we have a world-class team we brainstorm with. We'll go to the drawing board and see how we can make that better. By the end of it, we'll have this finely refined product that we can bring to you, the customer, and it's gonna do everything that it's supposed to do. How our clutching works is that an engine makes a given amount of power throughout an RPM range, and our clutching is designed to give you the most power that engine's making and transfer to the ground. And through the CVT systems, it's a really fine balance, because you need the right amount of weight with the right amount of spring in the primary clutch and the right amount of helix, so it's squeezing the belt properly and it's gonna grab that belt, because if you don't have enough, it's gonna slip, and if you have too much, it's gonna create heat. So it's a fine balance between everything to get the most power you can from that engine to the ground. Now we also do tuning. So say we're driving something and we try to get the most out of it, and how our engine tuning works is that it has to have the right amount of ignition timing and the right amount of fuel to make the most power possible coming out that crankshaft. But not only do we have to get the most power out, we have to have everything in perfect balance so that it is reliable and makes power. For this, it's a little different, because when you're driving something, you don't necessarily know that, oh, there's more power available. So what we do is we put it on the dyno and we make slight changes to see if we can get more power out of it. Then we take it back to the field and see if, man, can we feel this power or can't we? So we'll go back and forth a bunch of times, and through lots of R&D and testing and field work, in-house work, we'll come up with the best tune that'll give you everything that you can get for your RZR or your snowmobile, and it'll run flawless in any situation. How our exhaust works is that we maximize the amount of air coming through the engine by the pulses and how they line up with each other, so that they scavenge the most air and fuel through the motor possible and give it the freshest charge. So when we have a fresh charge in there, there's less unburnt gas and we can get a higher quality explosion. We're looking for any gains possible that's going to give you more power versus that stock exhaust system. While we're developing our exhaust, we bring that to the engine dyno room, and we'll go through a bunch of scenarios electronically before we even put anything into metal. We have a bunch of simulation software, and we'll try a bunch of different combinations to see what it likes on computer world, in the virtual reality, and then we'll put that into metal and we'll start testing these different ideas. So there might be 8, 10, 20 different designs that look like they work really good in the computer, and then we'll go off each one of those and see which one works best, and then off of that one we'll fine tune that to get the most out of it. So exhaust tuning is really fun for me because we get to actually take stuff that's in the computer, put it into the real world and see, you know, how it correlates, and we can really see like small changes and what an inch a tube here does. And that's one of the parts that I like the most, is actually seeing the result. And that combined with the tuning gives you the most power possible. So an engine is a neat piece of machinery. You have the engine, the tuning, the exhaust, and the clutching. Now an engine and exhaust can make all the power in the world, but unless you get it to the ground, it's pointless, and that's where the clutching comes in. And the exhaust can make the best pulses possible, but unless the tuning is matched to it, it doesn't matter. When you run them together, it's a greater value because they're all designed to work together and they're all gonna feed off of each other. So the ultimate gain is more than the individual gains combined together. So let's talk about when you're combining clutching with tune. When you're combining our clutching with our tune, they're designed to work together. So where we have the sweet spot set in the horsepower curve, the clutching is designed to work with that, and our tune is designed to work with our clutching. So when you're combining two components that are designed to go together like we have in our kits, you're not just adding the horsepower gains together, you're multiplying for a greater output. Tunes with exhaust. The tune has to be right for the exhaust has to be right for the tune. Our tunes work with our exhaust in a very special way because the exhaust systems have strengths and weaknesses, and our tunes are designed to maximize the strengths and then minimize the weaknesses and get as much exhaust flow through and trap as much air, make as much power at every point, every RPM range, every throttle position. So when you have a tune that's designed to work with an exhaust, you're gonna get the most output power possible out of that engine.
So that's the Bikeman Ecosystem. If you like these videos, hit that subscribe button down there. If you want to see more of these videos, make sure to ring that bell so you can find out when we drop a new one. If you want to check out any of our products, go check out bikemanperformance.com. Our bolt-on performer kits are going to be the ones that are going to give you the maximum amount of gain with a minimum amount of price. Other than that, I'm out of here.